What's up, my friends? Chrissy Krash here. Welcome to another episode of the Chrissy Krash podcast. I am here today with the incredible Allison Conard, who is an amazing roller derby athlete, an all-around ass kicker, and who in the last couple of months has just been like an up-and-comer. And so we are very excited to have her share her story, a little bit about really what it took to level up her game, because I think especially right now, beginning of the season, or I guess in the off season, everybody's thinking about what are they going to do next year? I don't know. So Allison, thank you so much for joining us, my dear. I'm very excited to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so stoked. So tell us a little bit first, like how did you find roller derby? Why did you join? How did it take over your life? Did it take over your life?
So I moved up. I was living in the Bay Area, and then I moved about 2 hours north. I was working from home, knew nobody. So I posted to try roller derby online. I had no idea how to roller skate, but I thought, this might be fun. So I went to my first practice, could hardly get up off of a chair, to be honest, and I saw what they were doing. It was the off season, but there were still some skaters practicing and doing some derby, and I was like, how do I do that? And so I was
Mm.
hooked. I was hooked. So they had some loaner gear. And so the next day I was actually headed out on vacation. Before I did, I went and I bought gear to make sure I have it all for when I got back. And it was great. It did take over my life. I wanted to learn how to skate. I spent about a year and a half on skates at practice, outside of practice, just trying to figure out how to stay up. So
Yeah.
it was really awesome.
It's crazy how it takes over your life. I feel like so many of us have that same story where we're just like, I found it and I saw what everyone was doing, and I'm like, I can't stop thinking about it. It's like all I want to do is like get good at this thing. So, what do you feel like were like your most significant challenges? Like obviously, like before you came to work with Crash Course, like where did you really struggle? Like at what point did you start plateauing in your game? Because I think everyone starts to have eventually those plateaus. So, like what were you struggling with the most?
Footwork.
Mm,
So when the first team I started with, they did not put an emphasis on footwork, and so I switched to my current team, Outlaws Roller Derby, and I was
yeah.
thrown in a little bit until they kind of got used to me and realized what was going on, and I was like, oh wow, you need footwork. You need to be able to move laterally. You need to be
Mhm.
able to move diagonally forwards and backwards. And then, then I became a decent C jammer. Like I could do
Mhm.
okay. But then I started to realize, if I had better footwork, I could do a whole lot more with my skills.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people are having that aha moment right now. Like agility is such a huge buzzword in roller derby right now because the reality is whether you're a blocker or a jammer, you have to have it because the jammers are getting so much better. And even as like a blocker, like if you can't move laterally with a jammer, like what is your life for?
so
You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I get that.
Awesome. Awesome. So we went to work together, working on your footwork, working on all that. So tell me a little bit about like what did you achieve like over that course of time that we started working together, that first 12 weeks and then after? Like what has happened since then?
So endurance, first of all,
Hmm.
my endurance is skyrocketed. So I've noticed that, going around the track, I'm faster. 2 minute jams I mean, they're not fun, let's be real, right? But they
Yeah.
don't bother me as much as they used to. We had a game in August, so the middle of summer, in a non-air
Mhm.
conditioning building. We were skating with 10 skaters. And after the game was over, I felt like I could go do another game.
Nice.
And I got the most valuable jammer there too, which was awesome on
Yeah.
that. So I feel like people, my teammates, are noticing different things. Like I was in a scrimmage not so long ago, and they say I'm moving across the track better, and all these things to where you don't notice as much yourself, but then you're out skating and they haven't seen me in a month and a half, and they're like, "Oh,
Hmm.
that looks so much better."
Yeah.
So the endurance and the agility for sure are the two top
Nice.
things.
Yeah, and it's crazy how like it's just the repetitions, you know what I mean? It didn't take that long. It was like a matter of weeks of doing reps of specific things over and over and over again, and your body just like remembers. I remember when I first started doing agility ladders, like off skates, and then one day at practice, like I went to go around someone and it was like, "Brrr," and I was like, what did my
What?
feet just right? What
That's
is this
awesome.
sorcery? No, okay, so yeah, so I mean it's been a big impact for you, right? Like everyone's starting to notice. Was this your first MVJ?
First one I feel like I really earned. When you're
Oh,
kind of newer, some of the other teams sometimes feel like oh, she did a really good job trying, so here's your Jammer award. But this is the first one I really feel like I actually earned.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, did you find that you had like an impact like outside of Derby with the work that you did in Crash Course? Was it just like your game on the track, or did you notice that it was like taking on like other areas of your life?
Are you talking about like the workouts or just like in general?
Both of them, all of it.
The answer is yes. Yes to your questions. So there's also that now I'm sure I want to get the mindset piece, right? That's a huge part
Mhm.
of Crash Course. And starting pretty much at the beginning when you write a apology letter and forgiveness letter to yourself. That for me was huge because, like I'm sure a lot of you, I did a lot of stupid shit and I've had a lot of stupid shit done to me. So being able to forgive myself and then apologize just was able to start a whole mindset shift. And now I'm spreading it. I'm a personal trainer, right? And so to my clients, when they're like, "Oh, I don't want to do this exercise. Oh, this is so hard. Oh, I'm so bad at it." I say, "Well, let's
Yeah.
let's see. We're here, right? We're working to get better at it, and even helping them with that mindset shift has helped me in my business.
Mhm.
And I feel like if it helps me, it can help them, and then they can help others. So that's been another huge piece. And
Yeah.
then the eating is the other thing, right? So I've noticed that when I start with breakfast and have a really good breakfast, that my whole day is better, especially on practice days, which is aren't they're not till 7:30 at night. So I never really thought about, well, I'll have a good, pre-workout drink or whatever. But now if I have a scrambled eggs for breakfast, I feel better throughout the whole day and my performance is better on the track.
Nice. Yeah, it makes such a difference. Like we don't, a lot of times when we think about like athlete fuel, we think about what do we eat during or before practice, but it really is, it's the whole day. It's, are you sending your blood sugar levels on this like roller coaster ride, or are you like keeping your blood sugar levels even? Are you getting enough protein so that your body feels like full? Are you like just constantly eating all the time? It's such a game changer. And I love that you said the mindset piece because, yes, like with you as a personal trainer, right? Like you're someone who's influencing other people. And that's so much of like what we're all about, right? Like it's the whole idea behind Crash Courses. Life is a contact sport. And so, like, we touch your life, you help other people, and then they go out and they're changed, and that helps other people too. So I love that. How did you find, like, in terms of, community and support? Um, were you always someone before that did stuff on your own? Like, was this your first time really getting kind of like community and support, or how was that?
Um, well, so when I found the Outlaws, it was kind of my first time really finding a group of people, women and men
Hmm.
who were very supportive. And I was like, what is this concept? Right. I had no idea what that was like. I mean, I have been married to my current husband for 2.5 years and he's been my support. But as far as a community is concerned,
Yeah.
that was it. But then with Crash Course, it was like, whoa, hold on. There are all these amazing people here that want nothing but to celebrate each other.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? And it's been so amazing. Good days, bad days, everyone's there for you. We're all lifting each other up. We're all supporting each other, and it's made a huge difference in my life for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And that's, I think, the cool thing about having community is it's like sometimes you lean on the community because you're having a bad day or a tough week or whatever. And then sometimes like the community leans on you. And it's like, it's kind of like a mosh pit, actually. Have you
Yeah,
ever been in a
yeah,
mosh pit? It's like sometimes you're leaning on the
yeah.
person next to you, sometimes you're leaning on the person behind you, sometimes you're holding someone up.
That's the best analogy. I like it.
Right? Did you have any like unexpected benefits from coming into Crash Course? Like, was there anything that you were like, holy shit, didn't expect that to change?
Um, my for the eating was probably the biggest thing that I noticed. Like
Hmm.
I noticed that I felt better. Not only did I felt better, but people. Okay, let me back up. So I want to look strong. Like I like to work out and I want to look strong, but people were noticing like the muscles and this and like, what are you doing? And I'm like, dude, this is my nutrition. Like
Yeah.
So that was kind of the biggest piece, and also some of the mindset work. I did not realize it would have such a big impact. I thought,
Mhm.
oh, this be great, kind of maybe learn a few things about myself here and there. But it's like every week I learn something, and not only do I learn it, but then I can help others with it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. That's so cool. I love it. What would you say if people were like thinking about joining Crash Course? Maybe they came across my Instagram or they're like listening to a podcast or whatever. What would you say to someone that was considering working with us?
um don't miss out on this opportunity. It's not, when I first I was following you for quite a while
Mhm.
on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that's cool, like she does some like kind of workout program, and that's awesome, and maybe you can make some gains. My stepson's new thing, get some gains. But
Gains.
but then when I really got stuck in my roller derby during, I became serious about it. And it's everything. It's the community, it's the customized workouts, it's the customized stuff for your meal plan, in loosely in quotes, right? It's the mindset, like the whole thing has just it's I just leveled up huge, and I'm not done. So, without the support of the community, I don't think I could do it.
Nice. What do you think are your next goals? Like, what are you working on next? Because I mean, now we've got this whole year together and Thrive. What are you working on?
So I have now got to the point where I am being rostered with the B team, but my goal
Mhm.
this year is to actually be on the B team
Nice.
and really play in a higher level tournament that we've been playing in. If we play in this tournament, so the higher level games really be involved, not just as kind of that jammer that gets sent in, excuse me, a handful of times, which is great. Like,
Mhm.
I'm totally honored to be there and on the bench,
Sure.
but it's also nice to play a lot more,
Yeah.
right? So that's really what I'm working on. I'm doing these awesome on skates and off skates workouts that you guys have
Mhm.
given me to do. So that's there, and I really am looking to grow my own personal training business, which
Nice.
the mindset stuff is really really helping and opening up, and learning a lot about finances that I didn't know that I needed to know. So those are the two big things I'm working on this year.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, the finances stuff, like we had to throw it into Thrive. It was just like we just felt like if we're getting your everything else in your life on point, it's like we may as well just get everybody's money on point. Because for me, that was a big thing. Like everything that you learn inside of Crash Course is probably what it took me about 10 years to learn on my own inside of like my roller derby situation. And then Thrive is like the next like 12 years after that. No, that's not right. That would be 22 years. I don't know, the next 5 years after that. But it was like, yeah, it's like once you get yourself above water and you're like not like drowning anymore, then you realize there's all these other areas of your life to take on. I'm so excited for you. I'm excited for your training business. I'm excited for the B team. It's going to be so awesome. So, for everyone that's listening or watching, please keep an eye on Allison and her amazing journey. Where can they follow you?
So I am on Instagram at tornado.alley.fitness. It's mostly a business page, some roller derby. And also I have a Facebook page, Tornado Alley Fitness. So that's kind of where I'm at. I post a lot of different inspirational videos, get some tips and tricks for working out, and mostly stuff like that.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you for taking the time, my dear. We're just so excited to keep working with you and just so excited to see you just keep growing. It's so awesome.
Thank you, and thank you all for everything you do for me.
Yeah, awesome. All right, for those of you that are listening, if this is inspirational, if you're like, oh my God, this is amazing, and you want to share it with someone, please post it on social media, tag us, tag your buddies, email it to a friend, text it to a friend, because life is a contact sport, and she who touches the most lives wins. We'll see you later.